Good morning, good afternoon. This is Mr. Mitzel. Today is Monday, March 8th, and today's a little bit different. If you're in Core 1, you are participating in this lesson asynchronously for virtual students and for Hybrid B students, the students that last name appears in the second half of the alphabet. Well, I'm here at school, and I've already met some of your colleagues, some of your fellow students we met this morning, and they're off at their related arts class. So I'm going to just take you through today's self-paced lesson. If you did not attend or are not able to attend the virtual lesson today in Core 2, then this will also be your instructional guide. The first thing we're going to do is, after, of course, you've clicked on Begin Here to play this video, let's open up our prompt of the day. Right, the first thing that you're going to do once it loads is you're going to click on your name to open a copy of your prompt. Now remember that this is to practice for your upcoming SOL. Your SOL is going to be very soon. Some of you are even going to be testing this week, but this part of the test, this is to practice in the direct writing. So go ahead and click on yours. And I'm not going to give too much in the way of assistance on this, just because at this point, you really need to be able to do this on your own. We're going to go over what you've worked on so far when we meet together in class. So the first thing, just as a reminder, it says, read the prompt below, answer each question that follows. Now remember, the goal in doing this is to make it a habit so that when you sit down in front of an essay prompt, you are going to be able to attack the prompt and build your thesis completely on your own without assistance. So first thing we're going to look at right here is the prompt. Read it to yourself. All right, now that you've read it to yourself, if you need more time, feel free to pause this video. But now that you've read it to yourself, what are you supposed to be writing about? Don't forget to make those I statements. I am being asked to, and then you're going to find the operative verb that's in the prompt. Remember the thing that you're actually supposed to be doing in your essay. And then after you've written that, I need to include, and then you add it in. Right, then you'll complete your mini brainstorm right here. What ideas do you know about this topic? Write down everything. Even if you don't think it's a good idea now, it may come into play later. After you've done that, choose 2 or 3 good items that are unique, that aren't repeats, that they're not the same thing, just said in a different way. Look for 2 or 3. You have to have 2. 3 is better. And then you're going to turn those into your main points. Then you're going to come down. What would be a good thesis for that prompt based on what you've written? And when you go into your prompt, make sure that you use the language of the prompt in your statement. After you've made your thesis statement, go ahead and make your 2 or 3 topic sentences. They need to include your main points. Remember that each topic sentence only contains one main point. All right, if you're ready to work, go ahead and pause this video. Right now that you've come back, you've had time to work. If you haven't worked yet, make sure you pause the video. We're going to go back in, and you've submitted your work. Go ahead and click Next. Right, today you're going to be looking at no red ink conjunctions. Right, following the steps on the screen, you're going to click here to log into Clever, then choose no red ink, and then choose this assignment. It's here in blue. It says correcting errors with commas and conjunctions. Notice that there's 2 topics. So once you finish the first section, you need to go on to the second section. I've already opened mine, and you'll see here's the two sections. You could try to place out if you want, but remember, if you start getting them wrong, I need you to go back. This is available to you. You can place out, meaning that you will be able to skip this first section, but if you get them wrong, you're going to be here forever. It'll just keep making more questions for you. All right, so I'm going to start here with the begin. I'm going to show you the lesson. It's very short, just a reminder. Remember that a fragment is caused when you don't have either a subject or a verb, or you're missing a complete thought, or some kind of combination. If you start a sentence off with a swabby word, like since, when, although, but, if are swabby words, that we need a comma after the swabby clause. If you start it out that way and you don't put on a complete sentence after that, it will remain a fragment. See here, if we wanted to just say Dave was hungry, that's fine. We can do that. But if we throw on like even though Dave was hungry, that becomes a fragment. Or let's look at this other part. If we said Dave was hungry and we put a period at the end, and then we say, even though he had 3 plates of fries for lunch, this second section right here becomes a fragment. Even though he had 3 plates of fries for lunch, that's not enough information. Even though it has a subject and a verb, it's not a complete thought by itself. Remember, that's the key, by itself. So if we remove the period, Dave was hungry even though he had 3 plates of fries for lunch, then that's fine. Then that works. Now it's a complete sentence. So be careful with that. And you can also flip it around. You can say, even though he had 3 plates of fries for lunch, comma, Dave was hungry. There we go. Now we have a complete sentence because we started it out with that swabby clause, and then we put a comma after lunch and then tacked on Dave was hungry at the end. All right, now let's use that to help us out with the practice. I'm just going to go through a couple of these. Now, here's a little hint. This semicolon, we're not going to be using it, okay? That's not going to be something that we're focusing in for this lesson. Here's my example. Sonic the Hedgehog's dog hid under the porch when she saw me pull up in the driveway. Well, right here's my swabby word. And I know for a fact that I do not need this comma, okay? I can move it out of the way. Swabby words, when they're in the middle of the sentence, remember, you do not use a comma. If it started in the beginning, like here, when she saw me pull up in the driveway, comma, Sonic the Hedgehog's dog hid under the porch, then I would use it. But since the swabby word is in the middle, I don't need a comma. All right, let's look at the next one as it appears. King Dede hopes he will have time to go for a run after he finishes rehearsal. There's my swabby word, after. It's in the middle. I don't need any sort of punctuation. If it was at the beginning, I would need a comma after rehearsal because that would be a clause. After he finishes rehearsal, comma, King hopes he will have time to go for a run. See, the swabby word, it's like it is a conjunction. It does link or combine sentences. And when it's in the middle, like the exact opposite of how a fanboy's word works. If a fanboy's word is in the middle, right, we got to use a comma because it's joining 2 complete thoughts. But with a swabby word, no punctuation is used when it's in the middle. And let's look at another one. Amy Rose wore her brand new striped rain boots because it was supposed to rain. There's my swabby word, because. It's in the middle. There's no punctuation. It is correct as is. And now I'll look at the last one. Fox McCloud needs to buy some more baking powder if, there's my swabby word, he is going to make his famous pumpkin bread for the party. Gotta get rid of this. I gotta get rid of that. All right, I'm going to submit my answer, and I am all finished with this section. All right, now I'm going to click on Begin Next Topic, and you should too when you get to this part, or you can return to the pathway and just see that it turned green. You should have like a little green check here. It'll be all finished for you, but now it's time to go on and correct errors with swabby words. All right, so you're going to finish this up, pause this video, or come back to this video in a little bit. All right, and I'll show you what you're going to work on next. All right, there will be a link, or you have a link right here. This is a self-paced Kahoot. This is for you to play. So you're just going to click on that link, compete against other students, compete against for the highest score. And these are all writing questions in preparation for the SOL. And then here's the last thing. Now, folks, this is a quiz, and this is quiz number 2. On Friday, you were supposed to complete quiz number 1. Let me tell you, this right here, this passage that you're about to read is the same passage in the first quiz. So if you've not taken the first quiz, please go back to Friday and take the Friday's quiz. Once you're finished with Friday, then you can come on and complete today's, and then you'll get credit for both of them. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a little bit easier if you finish Friday first, and that way you'll be able to read this with those questions, and then you're going to read it a second time with these questions. All right, and you'll see that there are only 4. Once you're finished with this, you are done for the day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Tuesday, on Zoom if you're a virtual student or if you're in hybrid B. But the hybrid A students, I'm going to see them in person with you. It's going to be a totally new and unique experience. All right, folks, have a great day. I hope this new setup, I know I have to wear a mask because there's people in the building. I hope that this new setup, you will be able to hear me well and that you can see me and all of that. All right, I look forward to talking with you. All right, bye now.